Hi guys, welcome back to the Kitaholic Kits YouTube channel. This is my second project for the month of November, and I decided to play with the paints that we got in the mixed media kit this month, and I loved these paints. Basically what I did, I just went crazy and I sort of just mixed and matched them on the page, and I splodged them and played with them, stripes, whatever I could think of, I did. And then I had all of these papers that just had paint on it, so I decided to hole punch them. And I came up with all these beautiful, bright coloured circles. And I wanted to use these today to create a bit of a layout. So I have got this photo of my mum, my dad, and my daughter, and I'm using this paper, which is quite a neutral paper, in the background. And I am going to see if I can sort of make it look like bubbles are coming out of the photo or something like that. I don't really know exactly yet, but I'm going to start off with maybe playing with some texture on these bubbles themselves and then playing around a bit more. I'm going to put you on fast forward now, and I will see you soon. Bye. So instead of using black, I actually decided to go for a bit of a tone-on-tone look, and I pulled out some Posca markers, and I got that salmon coloured one, the blue one, and the purple one to just do little dashes and circles around the outside border of those circles, just for a bit of interest and a little bit of, I guess, variety in the texture, because they're all quite lined, if that makes sense. Anyway, moving on to my photo, I'm matting it on that blue paper and then also distressing that a bit so that it looks a bit roughed up. And I'm also matting it on some scrap paper that I tried like watering down the inks a lot and you can barely see them. So it's basically just a white paper that I'm going to mat that on as well. And tearing the bottom there, just because why not? It's kind of, I think my reasoning was that the background paper has got a bit of a rustic look, and then the circles are so clean cut. I wanted the photo to look a bit torn up, if that makes sense. Adding two of these little photo film strips that we got in the kit. They're such an awesome addition for layering and to use as like a feature. I didn't do that this month, but I really think it's an awesome idea. Once I'm happy with all of the layering that I have done, I am going to stick my photo cluster down, right down the bottom, because really I want give those circles plenty of room to breathe. So I initially stick it down there, but then I move it down. Now it's time to assemble these circles. So I didn't really have much of a plan going into this. I just sort of started to stack them up in a way that kind of looked good to me, trying not to get too many of the same colors touching the other same colors. And once I was happy with that, I just peeled it up and then stuck it down with the glue, as you can see there. And I did this moving all the way up, and sometimes you needed to put a bit of glue on the back and the front of the circle, and I would pull it out and I would do that. But basically it's just, that's how I made sure it's all layered, but I also kept the very tip from being glued down so that there's a bit of dimension as well. I'm sticking on my label, but the funny thing is I actually cover up most of that label because the die cut piece that I use as my title ended up being quite large. So that's that one. It says Heartful, and I thought it was really beautiful, and the colors looked really good with the colors of all my bubbles, circles, whatever you want to call them. So I'm covering up most of my label, but it's not a very long story anyway, so it was fine. I took one little circle that I cut and I'm putting that to the side and adding a little star to it, because I thought layering that on top of the photo when the rest are laid behind the photo looks very nice. Now I'm going in with these wood veneer hearts that we got in the kit, and I thought this was a great opportunity to use a lot of them, because I'm the kind of person, when I get something special like that and there's a lot of it, I kind of need to use it all together. Otherwise I just sort of forget that I have it in my stash. So I am using a lot of these little hearts to kind of scatter throughout all of those balloony bubble circles that I've created. And what this does is a nice contrast. The wood is a nice contrast to the shininess, and it also gives another texture, which is amazing. So I'm also adding these little puffy stickers, 3 of the little hearts that I'm sort of going to tuck in behind this balloon cluster. I'm calling it a balloon cluster now. And then also I'm adding the stars from the kit. I didn't want to go overboard with embellishing, but I did want to make it look like there was some things there. So that's why I went with that idea. I'm taking that same purple Posca marker and I'm just doing a border on this layout. I also added just chilling to the top of the photo from the puffy sticker sheet, adding the date, and then I'm going to do some journaling, which is not much, and then this layout is done. Really, most of the work was done when I was doing all of the playing with these beautiful paints, so I am really loving how this layout looks. Like, it's so happy and bright, and oh, I just absolutely adore it. So well, that is it from me for today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you again next week. Bye.